from Dom says, does it not worry you that Arsenal were the team closest to City last season and they have massively strengthened while City are losing arguably their most important players?
Now, listen, I bring it on. Listen, Arsenal had a fantastic season last season, yeah? And what they did was unexpected, and they did really, really, really well. But there's one important fact at the end of the season. Fact. They won nothing. So Arsenal have got to go again. So you're expecting a reaction. If you get so close to touching that Premier League and you just miss out, you've got to make sure this season you have a proper go. So he's looked at what he needs. He's gone out there. He's made some great signings again. So in my opinion, I think the summer window was great. The January one with Jorginho and the Polish centre-back wasn't too great. But this window looks good. So instead of talking about it and telling us what you're going to do, you've got to actually do it. Because anyone can say pre-season, we're going to win the league, we're going to win the Champions League, Man City better watch out, Man City better do this. But then you've got to actually go and do it. And this is what happened last year. All we heard was, we're top of the league at Christmas, we're going to do this, you can't do this, you're in every cup competition, it'll make you tired. And it was all nonsense because I knew what was coming. Hence the comment about the shark. So instead of talking about how good your window is, instead of talking about how good Declan Rice is, we'll talk when the season starts and we'll see at the end of May, that is when the talking needs to be talked. Other than that, it's all pie in the sky and all hot air. Just get your team together, get ready for the Premier League season. We're going to do the same and let's have it. That's all we can say. Let's fucking have
it. This year from Stig's Journey says, Arsenal fan here, but I think next season will be very competitive and will be a true sign of where all our teams will be. City are favourites to me. Yeah. City have to be favourites next year. I don't think anybody can put them as not, especially before the window ends and before we've seen a ball kicked in pre-season. They have to be everybody's favourites, in my opinion. What's it been like in the City fan base after the failure to get Declan Rice? Has there been many people bothered by it, or is it just a case of water off a duck's back? We move on to the next deal.
I don't know. Like I say, the key thing you got to realise is it says Man City are not going to make another bid. So they've chose not to make another bid. It's not like we haven't got the money to, but they have a valuation on players and they have a ceiling they go to on wages, which they like to keep within. So if Alexis Sanchez deal fell through because of the same thing, Harry Maguire apparently, same thing, Cucurella, same thing. So it is what it is. We're calm with it. If it's got, we're not in the boardroom. We don't see the wages. We don't see the thing. If Arsenal have had to go to mad levels to get him, they had to because they needed him. You know what I mean? They needed him. City obviously thought they didn't really need him that much to pay that. So we've moved away. So it is what it is. We move on. We've missed out on a lot of players over the years, but we're not doing too bad, Terry.
No, you're certainly not. And Arsenal have, of course, today announced via the media that the deals for Timber, Declan Rice, Kai Havertz is already through. They're then going to be looking to move on to another midfielder. There's talk of the likes of Lavia. It has been, so far, on paper, an excellent window for Arsenal, and they seriously mean business. Over £200 million invested, and we're only on the 5th of July.
Yeah, it's good. Well, this is it. They just put the money where the mouth is, isn't it? So they've got to win the league now. Can't come on here telling us what you're going to do all season, and we've got Declan Rice, and as if that's some sort of like achievement. We outbid you for Declan Rice Cup. When's that getting played? Because that's all I'm hearing. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know, put your money where your mouth is. Let's see. All this talk's cheap. You know what I mean? I had the bollocks to go and tell you what was going to happen mid-season. Man City would catch you and win the league. You all called me all the names under the sun. So put your bollocks on the line. If there's any Arsenal content creators out there that have got a set, come on one of the streams and tell us what you're going to do next season. But they won't, because they'll dance around outside the Emirates to fucking mad music when they go 3 or 4 points clear. And then the second it all starts to implode, they'll backtrack and say, no, you've cheated. You've got more money than us. You're the better. Yeah, we can't compete with you. But according to them this season, they're the big dogs now. They're blowing Man City out the water for transfers. So if you're the big dogs, then let's start delivering some big dog trophies. Because you're only the big dogs when the trophies land in it, not when the transfers. We can all throw money about. United blew loads of people out of the water, but fucking Carabao Cup there to show for it. It's nothing to shout about, is it? So we'll see. Arsenal fans are the giddy, man. They love it. I love them, man. I've never seen anything like it in my life. They rattle to death. Look at the comments now. They're dead. They're going mad. Look.
Well, if anybody wants to jump on the show, I'm happy to share the link. If you want to respond to what Steve has said, we can add another person onto the screen. So I'll actually share it. If you want to call in, you've got every camera on though. You've got to be showing us who you are. No hiding behind a no screen. If you've got the ball bags, as it were, to come on and challenge Big Steve and what he just said. I've shared that link now, so you guys can call in. No complaints. Do you know what I'm saying? There we go. It says the energy is definitely different, is what it said here. I think he means the Arsenal energy is different. And the Arsenal fans should be giving it. Arsenal fans should be confident. You don't come as close as they did, drop 200 million, and then cower away into the corner and say, but I don't know. You don't listen.
That's what will happen, That's what will happen. That's what will happen. That's what will happen. Not all of them. Some of them are great. I've got lots of mates at Arsenal. And it's only the ones I see on here that are the ones that get upset. Go on any other shows, Curtis Shaw, all them, everyone's sort of like reasonable. But on here, they just go mad. So, but I'm talking facts, you know what I mean? If you're that confident and City's cheated and all this stuff, then I want to see trophies, innit? I don't want to see talk. I want to see trophies.
This here says, wasting your time, Steve. Terry convinced last week Rice rejected us, not they outbid City. But that's again, Mark, what you're doing is you're taking out of context the way I think about these things. So my typical view when a team walks away from a deal is because the player would choose the rival that they're in a bidding war with. So when we lost out on Darwin, but we said we walked away, when we lost out on Gakpo and our media said we walked away, I said exactly the same thing. I said, no, we probably got rejected. And we knew that if we matched the bid or got accepted, the player preferred them. So we do the whole walking away thing. Chelsea 3 weeks ago said they're walking away from Onana. My belief then was because he picked Man United as his next destination if we can get a deal done. So I don't just say it to shit on City. It's my logic, even when my own team miss out on players in this way. So if you contextualize what I've said, it's not a dig at anyone's club. I just don't believe the whole walking away thing. I believe it's more the players pick them. So they step away now and say, we walked away on our own guard. It looks better PR-wise. But
do you know what, though, Terry? It don't matter. If Man City got outbid by Rice, fair enough. We got outbid by Rice. If Man City walked away from Rice, we walked away from Rice. Since when did that become a thing? From rival fans? Is that how low and how bad rival fans are now that they've got to claim a transfer victory over a team that's just won the treble? Do you know what I mean?
I don't again, for me, I was just talking. I was just talking about.
I find it weird, man.
For me, I find it weird as well, the reaction to it, in the sense of I'm just saying what I typically feel when I hear those types of media reports, but I'm consistent with it. I don't just do it against City and not against United, or only against Liverpool but not against Arsenal. I do it all the time. You know, last year when Arsenal didn't bid the third time for and matched what Man United bid for Lisandro Martinez, because in my heart of hearts, Arsenal spoke to his team and said, look, if we match the bid and get it accepted, who's he going to pick? He'd pick Man United. Fine, we won't bid, we walk away. That's what I think happens. But it's not a dig at anyone's club. But as you say, some people just can't handle other people's opinions, I suppose. Stig's journey here says we have to challenge and win trophies. Nothing. You mean nothing less? But that's right. No, listen, Arsenal fans I've been saying it for weeks now. There's nowhere to hide as a Gooner now. It's win or you've failed. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. Steve, any updates on Gabby Vega?
No, it's gone quiet on that. So I think things will start happening next week, me.
Yeah. This here says City need humbling.
Yeah, we do, but nobody's big enough to humble us. So crack on with it, innit? Get on with it. We're waiting.
What is it? Tyson Fury always says, I haven't met a man big enough and strong enough and good enough to beat me yet, but I hope I do one day. Is that how it kind of is for you?
Yeah, you know, when you I think Arsenal fans, they got this obsession with my hair. I've never seen so many people talk about Steve being bald. Like, I don't embrace the bald. The best manager on the planet, Pep Guardiola, is bald. So I'm just styling myself off Pep. You know what I mean? I consider myself a young, slightly overweight Pep Guardiola. So don't worry about my hair. Just worry about the trophies in it. That's all I'm saying. Worry about them trophies, boys. Let's get some trophies in North London because you men are starving. The champions of Transfer Cup and all that. You men are starving over there. And the charity, listen, we've even invited them to the Charity Shield because they didn't even qualify for that because we won all the trophies to get in that. So they've been invited to the Charity Shield. So you might win the Charity Shield, but let's hold on. If you want to talk about cheating, you was only there because we invited you. You didn't actually deserve to be there because, you know, you didn't do enough to get to the Charity Shield, lads. So thank God that we're giving you a day out at Wembley and we're not, we could have given it Man United, but we're giving it you, lads, to have a chance at winning something. So if you win the Charity Shield, thank Man City for that because you are the invited guests. Let's always remember that. You are the invited guests because you didn't do enough to win it. To get